Hey guys, Electron Man, how you doing today? Well, we got a. Well, shoot, turn down this. It's gonna. Okay. Anyway, how you doing today? Bet you didn't think I was gonna get my monthly watch review out for April. I'm pushing it close for the last couple of days of the month, but anyway, problem was I just wasn't finding any watches that I wanted to get. I didn't have anything that really just grabbed me, and I thought this month I'll do a little different one. We're going to do a smartwatch this month, and basically I've had a smartwatch. I had a Samsung or Galaxy Gear, I think they call it, Gear S2, I think is what mine was, and I thought it was Dick Tracy. I mean, it actually had its own phone number. You didn't even have to carry your phone with you. Well, that was a huge disappointment. Problem, I mean, it was cool technology and everything, but the phone or the watch wouldn't last me 12 hours. I mean, if you tried to use it at all, you wouldn't get through a day, which is kind of a useless tool if that's what you want to use it for. I mean, what am I going to do? Carry a charger around with me and charge it every time I get out of the car or whatever? So anyway, I didn't mean to get into that, but just kind of, that's the last smartwatch I had. Well, I was out there cruising watches, and I saw this smartwatch for under $30, and this thing's supposed to do like blood pressure, oxygen level, sleep studies, tell the prediction of the next lottery winners. I wish, but anyway, I mean, it says it does a lot for $30. So I thought, hey, we'll go ahead and give this thing a try. So this is going to be a smartwatch for $30. Is it really a bargain? And we'll just see if it holds up to its name or if it's just a gimmick that I bought some junk. So anyway, let me go ahead and get this video started. Okay, guys, this is the monthly watch review I'm going to do. It's on a Popglory. What a name, Popglory. Smartwatch. This guy supposedly does a whole bunch of stuff. I know it does like O2, blood pressure, pulse rate, I think pedometer, of course a watch as well. But that's supposed to do a lot of things. So anyway, let's go ahead and do a box opening. And this is the way it came in a little flat box. For $30, hey, it came in a box there, all right? So anyway, here's what it comes with. It looks like it's got the watch, which, well, it's a lot smaller and thinner than I was expecting. Man, it's actually very light. Interesting. I expected, even my Galaxy watch was heavier and I think bigger than that. That's not bulky at all. I like the thin design, for a smartwatch. Well, it's already got like a green light going on it, huh? It says, I just turned it on, great. It says, please charge it before use. Please be sure to follow the provided in the manual Download the corresponding app before connecting to use. Okay, sorry, I had to read it slow. I can barely read it. That writing's not very big. Okay, so I guess I'm going to stop this video and go ahead and do what they say. I'm going to go ahead and charge it and install the app. Now, this isn't really this isn't supposed to be a video on how to install the app, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop you now and do that part of it, and then come back after I got the app installed. After it's charged and the app installed, we'll actually continue to review the watch. So I'll be back in 3, 2, 1. And just like that, guys, I'm back. Watch charged, app installed. Which, by the way, I went ahead and did a little short video on how to install the app, but it was super easy. I just scanned the barcode off of the manual, went out, found it, told me which app to put, install the app, and it literally, I didn't have to push any buttons on the watch or nothing. I just said find the watch, it found it, installed it, and the app seems to be really A1. So that's the first start it gets for $30. I'm impressed. I figured I'd spend half a day trying to get the app to connect to it, but it was like super simple. So anyway, let's get into the particulars of the watch here. Like I'd already talked about when I first opened it, it's like super thin, which is quite impressive. Oh, it's got a little protector on its back here. Go ahead and pull that off, and go ahead and do the particulars here, and let's weigh it. I know it's light. I can already tell you that just by me holding it, but get that zeroed out. See if I can get this. Oops. 42.5 grams. Wow. Yeah, extremely light. Which is nice. I mean, it's really kind of a sport watch, so definitely light is a good thing. You don't want to be out running with some big old half-pound weight running off the head. your arm. So 42 grams there. And how do you measure this? We're going to measure diagonally like they do TVs, I guess. And diagonally, it's 48 millimeters across. Basically about 2 inches. And then if you measure it across this way, it is 35 millimeters and about a little over an inch, or about an inch and a half, right at an inch and a half. So about an inch and a half display there. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and give you the lowdown on it. There's the watch display. You can pick different ones. There's not a whole lot. There's like 3 or 4. I don't know if you can go out and download other ones or not, but I actually think that's a pretty cool display right there. It's got blood pressure and how many miles pedometer there, or pedometer. I don't know which way. It's pedometer, right? Pedometer? I don't know. It's spelled pedometer, but pedometer. Anyway. What else? It looks like it's got oxygen there. So you got exercise, heart rate, blood pressure, SpO2, your oxygen level. You got weather, you got messages, you got which hasn't received any messages yet, but then I haven't received any messages yet either. The button on the side is kind of like the button on the bottom of the phone. It takes you back to the main screen. You can, through the app, adjust how long the screen stays lit. You can actually go other here. You can adjust the brightness. You can do a switch style. You got, see, that. You got that. You got that. That was not bad either, but I like this one. What else we got? Really, this is kind of different. I mean, I'm used to like really breaking down the style and the quantity, but I mean, it's a smartwatch. You kind of already know what you're getting there. I would say the screen is very clear, crystal clear, as a matter of fact. Looks almost like an OLED. I'm not sure what type of screen that is, but it looks like an OLED. It's super light. Let me go ahead and put it on my wrist. Go ahead and do this here, near mounted here. Band's plenty big for me, which is a good thing. Some watches tend to not be big enough. In fact, I'm 5'in", 4 or 5 in, so it definitely fits somebody even bigger wrist than me. It does the motion sense to that, so you can see the time. And then I wonder, do I have to do anything for it to take my vitals, or is it just going to start taking them? I think it had blood pressure there somewhere. Let's see here. Blood pressure. I don't know. I'll probably have to read the manual. I just installed this app and just got it going. So, you know, I think what I'm going to do on this one is, I mean, we've already kind of went over the weight, the size, the style. Very comfortable, nice lightweight band, which it did. It did my blood pressure, which is pretty dang accurate, actually. That's about what it runs. I'll be dang. I'm impressed it actually did my blood pressure. That is insane. How about SpO2? Actually loads it pretty quick, too. 97%. That's good. That's about what it should run, too. So far, I'm, like, blown away. This is a $30 watch, guys. I mean, I have to say, I'm quite shocked. I was not expecting that quality of picture, that easy to install. I mean, so far, wow. I mean, I after the Samsung Galaxy thing, you know, that thing, by the way, was a total pain to get installed. It was a nightmare to get the phone number added to it, which was another additionally monthly cost, which I figured out real quick. It is cool to have a watch on your wrist, but it's not practical. Speaker wasn't loud enough. You were anywhere other than somewhere quiet, and you're putting your arm up to your ear to try to hear it, and it just wasn't a practical watch. I probably need to go dig that watch up and do a review on it. I don't think I ever did one on that one, but anyway, you know, of course, my biggest problem was it charging. I mean, a watch that won't last 10, 12 hours that costs, you know, $300-400, negatives. It would not get a good review if I did one on it. But anyway, I'm off of the fact of the watch that I'm currently reviewing. So far, I'm totally impressed. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lets you use this for a couple days. We'll get an idea on battery and how long it lasts, and then I'm going to come back so that I can give you a final thought on what I think of this watch. I think that's fair, so that kind of see how long the battery does, and kind of just wear it for a couple days, see how the pedometer does, and etc. to see if I'm really impressed with it. I would like to do the sleep study and see how well I'm sleeping at night, and with being able to get those kind of vitals is kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know why I haven't heard more about this, but anyway, guys, and it's stylish. It looks good on the wrist. I mean, definitely something you go to the gym with or something. And it is, I can't remember, but I think it's good to like 30 minutes and water. So you could definitely go, you know, go take a shower or whatever with it on no problem. Sweating won't be a problem either. So anyway, guys, let me come back here like magic. I'll be back here in 3 days, and we'll do the final on what I think of this watch. And like magic, here we are back several days later. Here's the watch. This is a little bit different than other watch reviews I do, as far as being that it's a smartwatch. On my other reviews, it's kind of easy to do the weight, quality, how it feels, etc. in one shot. Being this is a smartwatch, I kind of felt like really it's not so much about the precision, etc. I mean, obviously you want to cover the build, etc., but it's really about functionality, since it's a smartwatch, and you know, obviously it's supposed to interface with the phone and do all this other cool stuff. So that's why I'm coming back a couple days later to kind of give you my final on my review of it, which I don't know if I covered it before, but by the way this thing charges is it's got a little set of magnets. It pins like that, and you just get it close to it. It only goes one way. The magnets are lined one way, and it just sits on there like that. Just boop. And it's not bad. I didn't have any problem charging it, so it's just an interesting way it did it. I would have liked if they'd done it to where, you know, it was the RF, you know, type charging, where you just put it on the platter and it charges. But that's not bad either. Considering the battery life I'm getting out of this thing, which let's go ahead and get into kind of the pros of what I found on this watch so far. First, price point. Wow, for $30, this watch does a lot, and I'm very impressed with, you know, so far the functions of what I've got for $30. The O2 sensor seems to be right on. The blood pressure is surprisingly accurate. I don't even know how that works, how you can get blood pressure with the light, but I've got a little cuff one, and you know, they're within 5%. The O2's spot on. Pulse rate, obviously it's spot on. Same with my little cuff. It tells me, you know, pulse rate and blood pressure, and it, like I said, well within 5%. So very impressed with the readings it's getting. So we'll start with that battery life. It's been over 3 days, and I'm still at like 58%. So it's a huge win on that. That's what turned me off on the Galaxy S2 or whatever, S3 I had, the full blown smartwatch, is it wouldn't give me 12 hours of battery life. This thing's giving me you know, 3 days, and at this rate, you know, I'm probably looking at close to 6, maybe a week before I have to charge it again, which is a huge win in my point. Obviously, I already showed you the display. It's bright, it's easy, it's intuitive. I don't have any problems with it as far as that. It's nice and clear. With the phone, you can adjust how long the display stays on. I think I've got it set to 15 seconds right now. Seems to be just about right. It uses motion senses, so like if not, I want to see what time it is, I just got to flip my wrist and it'll turn on. Easy to see at night, needless to say, because it's you know, it's a lit display. I mean, honestly, I am totally blown away. For a $30 watch, I was expecting a whole lot less, and it's really really impressed me. One thing is the build quality and that battery life, and the fact that, you know, all the things that I didn't think would really do what they can work great. So on positive sides, we'll kind of go down the list here. I would say value, I'll give it like 5 out of 5. Accuracy, 4.5 or 5 out of 5. I mean, really close. I mean, I'll give it 5 out of 5 on accuracy. Options, I'll give it 5 out of 5. So the foundation of this watch is amazing. I mean, we're talking a less than $30 watch here that does all this. The messaging works on it. You have the ability to turn on and off what you want. It you know, it works with my phone. It interfaces just fine. The install, the software was a piece of cake, so I have to give that part a 5 as far as you installation or setup was definitely super simple. So this watch is running in a really good category. Now on the con side, there are some cons. It's not perfect, and for $30, it's way exceeded what I expected. But it's a $30 watch, so there is some limitations. One is I wished it had sound. If anything, just a chirp or something, but it has a vibrate. So of course, it's on your wrist, you feel it. But it's, to me, it's a con. I wish I didn't know at the time, but it doesn't have any sound on it. It's strictly a feedback vibration. Is the only way it notifies you. Another thing is the software is not bad. I mean, I like it. Let me get the phone. Let's go ahead and pull the app up and kind of show you what I think about it. I mean, it's it's not a bad app. Don't get me wrong. It does my steps. It gives me the last time I read my heart rate, my BP, my blood oxygen. It basically what any smartwatch will do. I mean, what do you got? Those ones, the Fitbits. I mean, I think this is better than a Fitbit, and for the oxygen and all the BP and everything you're getting, I don't think you're getting a lot more value. I mean, if you're looking at a Fitbit, this is definitely a replacement. But now back to cons. I think it's kind of limited. It doesn't get into a whole lot of details. Obviously you can do really phone. You can do all kinds of watch faces. I mean, lots of variety there. Look at all these watch faces. I mean, there's piles and piles of them. So lots of creativity you can get into as far as what you want as far as a watch face. So no limitation there. Sorry, I was doing cons. I guess it wasn't really a con. You can set your weight and all your background stuff, etc. Whoops. Where's that here? You can set alarms here, your notifications, which this is where you can turn off and on if you want your phone, your messenger, etc. What you want to message, which obviously this doesn't give you the capability to text back on the phone, but it'll let you read your message on the watch. So which is handy. You could have your phone in your pocket and you're busy and it vibrates, let you know you got a message. You just pull it up real quick and read the message and see what the message is. So I mean, I think it does fine in that. But anyway, back to cons. I think it's a little bit limited on the software. Not bad. I mean, easy to install. It hasn't given me any problems. Connectivity was easy. Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't, check out the little video short I did on how to install the software. I mean, it's a short because it didn't take very much to. Super easy to install. But that's back to a positive. But anyway, back to cons. One big con for me is the sleep thing. I was thinking that it could monitor, like if I had sleep apnea or something, and tell me what my oxygen was during the night and my blood pressure and pulse rate. No, basically it's the typical, which I think all these kind of smartwatches kind of run under that same thing. It's really just activity, how much you're moving your arm when you sleep, which it shows I got 4.27 hours last night, and I know that's not the case, but I am kind of an arm mover when I sleep, so it's not a really accurate one. That's why I was hoping I'd be able to actually get all these other cool things, the heart rate, the BP, the blood oxygen. And that's another con is that it does these and it does them pretty accurate, but it doesn't do them randomly or like every 5 minutes or something. It only does them when you instruct the watch to do them, which to me, I mean, I understand the logic behind that. If it sat there and probably monitored all those, the battery probably wouldn't last a couple hours. So I kind of get why it only does it when you request it. But I was I was kind of hoping, and it's probably more of something I was looking at more than the watch's fault. I mean, there's limitations, and like I said, I get it with the battery. I do wish there was a way you could maybe monitor it for 8 hours. I do believe if in the settings you can set it to where is it? Others. I think it's under continuous heart rate detection. You can do that. You could do it for up to 30 minutes, and even when you do that, it says that it'll greatly decrease your battery life. So, and then that's not everything. That's not the O2 and the rest of it. So, there is that kind of limitation of if you're expecting it to be something to diagnose how you sleep as far as all your vitals. It's not going to do that. You could take your blood pressure and those before you go to sleep, and then right when you wake up, you could take them again and maybe get some kind of parameter there, but it's not gonna monitor your sleep to that depth. So to me, that's a con. But I mean, like I said, I understand with the limitations of the battery and everything else, and it just doesn't make sense. You probably have to have a watch, the size of a remote control to be able to do that, or have an external battery or something. So I guess my final conclusion is hopefully I've given you really good in-depth. I tried to this time. I mean, I even broke it up to where I took it and used it for 3 days to kind of get a good feel for battery life, functionality, etc. I mean, I'm rating this on a scale. I'll give it 4 stars. On value, I'll give it 5 stars. So, maybe 4.5 stars all the way around. I mean, if you're looking for a really nice tool that can do all these things as far as oxygen, blood pressure, and everything, and you want to do your, I think it's a great alternative to a Fitbit. Construction seems to be really solid so far. Battery life's really good. Ease of charging, setup. Of course, you get a Fitbit, it's going to have a whole lot better software as far as fitness and calories burned, etc. But I mean, you get what you pay for. But like I said, I give it 4.5 stars. And by the way, I purchased this watch out of my pocket. There was no incentive for me to give it a better rating than it deserves. So this is just my true feeling on it, and as a watch connoisseur. And I'm serious. I give it 4.5. I think it's a definite win. I think there's a lot of value in it. I like the watch. No complaints at all. I mean, battery life's great. I can't say enough about how impressed I am for something for $30 that can do all this. I can't even envision 20 years ago that there would be a product like this at this price point. I mean, calculators when I was a kid were $80, $90, and all it did was the 4 standard functions and maybe square root. So to get to this level of technology is amazing to me. So it's a win. If you're out looking for a smartwatch, I think this is a solid win. It's comfortable, it's slim, it's well constructed. I've taken showers in it every day. I have no problem with a shower and getting water and having any problems there. I mean, I can't find any real negatives other than I wished it was a little bit more inclusive in details on the software, and it did something that I probably shouldn't have expected to do in the first place, and that's monitor vitals all the time, which it's just not going to do that. So anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I definitely put a little time in it. I'd appreciate a thumb up. Hit the bell so you know when the next cool video is coming out. And sorry I waited so long at the end of the month to get a watch video out. Like I said, I just didn't see anything that just grasped my eye that I just had to have. And as a watch collector, that's kind of what drives me, is bling or whatever, something really cool. So I think I did good. I think it's a good purchase, and for $30, how can you go wrong, right, guys? Anyway, guys, this is Electron Man. Have a great day.